So let me introduce you myself and my colleague. I'm Sina Mosharan and I'm a recent graduate of Business Administration Department at Middle East Technical University. And this is my colleague Esma Yıldız.
Hi, I am also a recent graduate from the same department of same university.
As Tesla Consultancy, we have focused on problems of home workers in garment industry in our annual report for 2011. Rights of home workers are at the center of garment industry agenda due to home workers' inappropriate working conditions. Thus, today in our analysis, we will stress the major ethical problems of home workers. With this objective in mind, we will suggest a feasible solution so that the problems of home workers will be eliminated completely. First and foremost, garment industry is very dependent on low-cost workforce since it's labor-intensive. Due to this nature, the sector as a whole tends to shift its labor-intensive manufacturing operations to countries offering cheap labor such as China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, India, Salvador, Honduras, and so forth. Most of the leading garment brands form complex value chains that are composed of geographically dispersed partners on the supply side. And along these value chains, we may cite companies, suppliers, contractors, factory workers, and home workers who are at the bottom of the chain. According to ILO C-177 Homework Convention, published in 1996, a home worker carries out a work in his or her home, other than the workplace of the employer for remuneration. Also, a home worker is not considered an independent worker under national laws, court regulations, or court decisions, since he or she does not have the degree of autonomy and of economic independence. So, why does home workers issue create a problem? There are approximately 300 million home workers around the world, and more than 50% of them are women, while 80% are from the poorest families. Women constitute the majority because cultural and socio-economic factors restrain them from participating in the formal economy. Universal labor laws are not applicable for home workers since their rights are not protected by international labor codes. In contrast to formal workers, home workers have no minimum wage, no insurance, no benefits, no overtime pay, or no occupational health and safety. This condition sets the stage for exploitation of home workers by garment industries. And since labor rights are indispensable human rights, home workers' situation embodies an ethical dimension.
Moreover, disguised child labor is involved in home workers' issue. Since poverty is a major problem in countries where home workers are common, it exerts pressure on families to have their children work. Strict time constraints and work overload lead to a condition where workload is shared among family members. Children stay at home and help their mothers. Therefore, their education and health are at risk. Another ethical issue is right to autonomy. It is crucial for you as textile companies to act fairly toward home workers because they are lack of free consent even they are not aware of their rights. They cannot attempt to bargain due to lacking the power of using bargaining rights. As a result, abusing their unawareness is neither fair nor just. The last but not least ethical issue you should deal with is social justice. Social justice is based on principles of equality. It understands and values human rights and respects the dignity of every human being. Actually, social justice is the driving force behind the idea of international labor law. However, since child labor is involved and home workers are lack of most of basic rights, we cannot talk about existence of social justice in the current situation of home workers. In addition, exclusionary behavior due to recruiting home workers through their networks cause discrimination, which is against equality principles of social justice. This condition leads to social inclusion and behavior to be difficult to achieve. When we make an ethical calculus on pain and pleasure gained by home workers, their happiness does not justify indecent working conditions of all home workers.
So now, we'll propose a solution so that the problems of home workers will be eradicated. Principally, ILO aims to wipe out home workers' problem by targeting at zero home worker. And the actual solution suggested for this problem is providing continuous jobs and incomes for them. However, since this main solution cannot be achieved at once, we recommend a transition stage over the course of which we encourage the implementation of our solution in this analysis. Our solution emphasizes the amelioration of home workers' conditions and the integration of them to the community as a way to ensure social inclusion. So, towards that end, we classified our solution in 4 steps. Registration, restricting the usage of home workers' labor and lessening their workload, training, and ranking suppliers. First of all, through registration policy, suppliers and contractors should keep record of home workers' demographic information, including their names, ages, location, education levels, and number of working family members. Afterwards, restricting the usage of home workers' labor and lessening their workload should be the next step. Through this restriction, we suggest that suppliers and contractors balance the number of home workers hired with that of number of factory workers employed, as well as balance the workload of home workers with that of factory workers. The third step of our solution, trainings, should be performed by NGOs and academic institutions as the solution partners of government companies, so that home workers will be informed about their major rights. In addition to that, home workers should also be given skills trainings in order that their peripheral skills will be broadened. The main objective of this skills trainings is to ensure that home workers will be qualified to obtain other jobs in the case of being terminated by their government companies, because government companies do not provide permanent income for them. And the final step of our solution is ranking suppliers based on their performance, which is to be measured by the reports of independent social audit firms. And the aim of this ranking is to identify suppliers which keep abusing home workers and damaging the corporate images of government companies. Thereafter, companies should either lessen the amount of transaction with, or terminate the contract of suppliers which keep again damaging their corporate image. So overall, it can be concluded that equal employment, equal access to job vacancies is ensured through the solution we proposed. By registering all the potential home workers in contractors' communities and acknowledging them for the job vacancies, exclusionary behavior through networks will be eliminated. Besides, such a system will encourage the fair distribution of welfare amongst home workers while preventing the possibility of discrimination. By enforcing a balanced strategy, the home workers' conditions will be improved. And with the trainings, companies will be able to fight poverty in communities and prevent discrimination among workers, secure community development, ensure solidarity in society, and encourage social cohesion. Finally, thanks to ranking system, suppliers will develop an internal commitment for acting fairly towards home workers in the long run. Thank you for listening.
Good work. Minute and a half to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.